So let me start this by introducing myself. My name is Dylan, and I love Avenged Sevenfold. But my friend just recently died, and when he was alive, we'd hang out and smoke bowls while listening to them. My favorite album was Nightmare, but he owned it. He would always tell me that we can't listen to it. Being the good friend I was, I would obey and continue listening to City of Evil, because that was his favorite album. Now today was the anniversary of his death, and I decided to visit him. I entered the cemetery and decided to search for his plot. After an hour of searching, I found it. Every other time I'd be there, the gravesite would be empty, except for a couple of bouquets of flowers, of course. But this time, there was his Nightmare CD, sitting on the gravestone, just waiting for someone to listen to it. I picked it up and looked at it. It had the normal cover art like the normal CD, but he must have burnt it off the site or something, because when I opened the gem case, it was different. The CD was a Memorex CD with Nightmare written in black permanent marker. The album art was just a thin piece of paper, and back of the gem case was just pure black, like a normal Memorex CD gem case. As I paid my respects and left with the CD, I had a raunchy feeling, as if I did something terribly wrong. I mean, of course, I stole from my best friend's grave, but this feeling didn't cross my mind at all. It was a raunchy, eerie feeling, like I was about to make the biggest mistake of my life, like this would haunt me forever. I sprinted through the door and ran for my Xbox. My Xbox is my CD player. And opened the disc tray. I threw Modern Warfare 3 across the room and put the CD in my Xbox. It started playing like gold, and Nightmare started playing. As I was jamming out, the audio began to become distorted, and I couldn't hear anything. I thought I could hear screaming from the speakers, but it was hard to tell due to the distorted audio. A burst of reverse speech began to play in a demonic tone. What the hell was this? This was not A7X. The next day, I put the CD in my laptop and ran track 1 on Audacity. Audacity is an audio program. I began to highlight the track and put it in reverse. I was so curious to what the reverse speech was. It bothered me so much. I couldn't sleep the night before. I clicked play on Audacity and listened to the track. What I heard was not pretty at all. The speech revealed, "I will eat your soul in your sleep." This line still haunts me today. But who'd put this in an A7X song? Certainly not M Shadows. I decided to go through the rest of the CD, and all I could hear was more distorted audio, until I reached a 12th track. But Nightmare only has 11 tracks. Where did this track come from? The track was 15 minutes long, and it wasn't an audio file at all. It was a video file. I popped it into my computer and viewed it. It started out with a young woman smiling at a camera, and she was yammering on about something, but I couldn't hear it because there was no audio for this part. I wish there was no audio for the rest of the video. The woman's smile wiped completely off her face as soon as a shadow casted upon the screen. Her eyes filled with terror and sadness, until she began to tear up. That's when I heard it. A loud bang! It echoed through my house. I looked around to see if anything fell, but to no avail. There was nothing. Everything was in the right place. I looked back at the screen, and at the wrong time too, because a man with a black back started to walk towards her, and then the audio began to pitch in. All I could hear was a loud screech and a man laughing in a demonic tone. It turned out the CD contained a virus, because my computer went crazy and shut off as soon as the man began to dismember the girl. All I can say now is, what the fuck did my friend get into?